Ghana hania manoni di nyina yemfa emesomo na quickly no yebeko South Africa na me no ka say South Africa foreign affairs minister Eddie warning kese Eddie ama Ghana for asanso de ama your foreign affairs minister honorable Samuel Okudzeto ablakwa na ne nyina ne say ne say ensem a foreign affairs minister for Ghana wakeka won interview bi oyeye mu no ono no hu ne say one no kra bia anim and two ase opeso ya na oma international bodies ni hu say this is what is going on in South Africa. There are xenophobic attacks near them enti ama sese yi ono so aye atwe release ten e dey abeto social media and wasan so aye video e dey abeto mountain so e dey eboyen kokko say ensem bia your foreign affairs minister kwotena TV so ekokekaye no one he's talking about the fact that ya started say ye beka competition United Nations na omo aba be kirechirem South Africa for be kirechirem de ntia sa niema wei ene ade ekoso enu achi yesanso de niema bi to dwa say after UN ye besa petition AU and African Union say omo emra South Africa for emra na omo emechirem they will make sure say omo be set up a fact finding mission eno no ebema South Africa for aba na omo akọ anase AU for beti ko bia mo akọ South Africa akọ hwehwem what is really happening aden na aban ne te ho na niema bi say ekoso for months na still no mo kan hwe emfamfa ho omunia police for ewo South Africa ho a ombetimi assisi niema bi say ano because there are diverse diplomatic ways omo ebetimi e dia so xenophobic attacks ekoso but politically obiada security wise the security officials in South Africa obiada ni nyina mu yenchi obia as we speak now yen pinpointing yes we oye leader ya che no ana we odi abakobo obia me ya che no da bi ochem se Nigeria for Ghana foreign affairs minister dey abeto dwa we awu nipa dodo se ye awu ebi mu aye sei omo ho akeka ne ade a the foreign affairs minister did to dwa e woni interview mu no kiremu anokura bi anim enti or the release about bonten enti ebeko ne akwa release no the odi buy but then before that no yebeko xenophobic for no ho omo ankasa sesi as we speak now omo nsem bi de aba beto dwa amanfo hu ni say ene enka nani kwa say omo de be for Ghana for because as we speak now omo de abeto dwa say omo hwe omo GDP a omo ebetimi ama South Africa ni bia 1 million a year rand and no all the ba US dollars are somewhere around 61,000 US dollars afibia enti gombenya se edi omu nyina beto payroll so nanka yetu obia ka one after the other na enumu ena sesi ya meno ka say de Ghana for do na de ma no betum say nka mo pen dia ene nka you should go straight to your leaders na enye se moba eye Ghana for ho eti eno ena ama sisi e de me no ka say metimi ka say Ghana for do na e de o ma no atum se mo pen se nka yam tua mo ka wa bra mo nya adwuma de a ene nka ni kwa mo de Ghana for ebe bata ho motimu fie emum na yetua mo ka eti eno ene ensemo a Ghana for ni bi e de atudwa na se dem di ka de tudwa no foreign affairs minister for South Africa ono e de Ronald Lamola ono ena sisi ameno ka say de o de warning kese e de aba e de akoma eye odi akoma Ghana for semonhwe na monka monsem eye nti quickly no what really happened and sembe in a foreign affairs minister did to dwantia ama foreign affairs minister for South Africa ema ye minister no warning ye tie ensem odi to dwa ye ba then we go to foreign affairs minister South Africa ono so ensem odi to dwa de ma ye warning no na ye mra sisi.
Let's pause and reflect on why
those discussions at such a highest level, what would they result in? Would there be resolutions? Will there be some sort of sanctions at that continental level?
So in our petition, we are demanding first a discussion of the matter. The South African government should explain to us why this keeps recurring and they don't seem to have
handle
political will to deal with this decisively. Nobody is sanctioned. People are on camera, threatening violence, beating people up, using cudgels, sticks, all kinds of, weapons, chasing people out of their shops.
255 incidents since 2022.
Yes, you know, and as we speak,
And as many as 57 people have died so far.
This latest wave, you've seen the Mozambican government has issued a statement.
Right.
They've lost 5 of their citizens. Nigeria says they've lost 2 of their nationals. Malawi, you know. So this cannot continue. So we're demanding a discussion of it, assurances from the South African government that they will get a handle, get a grip of the situation. Then we also want the AU to set up a fact-finding mission.
Okay.
To go there and try to offer some technical...
You are using the diplomatic channels and the regional continental...
Enti eno ene nsema foreign affairs minister for Ghana edi tudwa eno nti ama foreign affairs minister for South Africa so ababeman reply or the warning edi atato edi account Ronald Lamola ono ene foreign affairs minister edi ma South Africa ono ene di warning kese edi ama Ghana for ene empo Ghana for ene foreign affairs minister, and on your screens a foreign affairs minister or South Africa ni post and a wall screens in so now or say a deeply disappointing interview replete with misinformation. First, the claim that 2 Nigerians have been killed during the current wave of attacks remains entirely unsubstantiated by available information. No Nigerian national has been killed during current waves of xenophobic attacks. And the current waves of xenophobic attacks, I don't know, people expect to condemn what is going on. Now people are still on the streets, sacking people from the streets. People expect South Africa for Babontin, Nanka, or penny for no abe condemn it. Now they put to actions, because you could see, yes, indeed, there be a Babontin or Bekasa about the question or Mumpe. But then what are the actions? What are the actions you are putting in place to get these people off the streets? Any update? After say or screenshot and I release way or we no say video kasafa ho. And before I was talking to you about the fact that there are some South Africans omo de abetuja say omo say dey hia hwe ba yebeko so. On your screens, I'll continue to urge fellow nationals to take the high moral ground. Let us not retaliate. And Foreign Affairs Minister ni kasemu no osadi tuja say Ghana hadie he said we will always go the diplomatic way, because say utimi pamo Ghana for South Africa say omufri mu krom enko na so omufri mu krom ekwa, well ye de ahoho na cheche man enye hwe. But how Ghana is going to respond in a diplomatic way is going to affect the government itself. Na sane edi abadown enti omo GDP omo gina say omo pemu 1 million rand every year. I be breaking it down monthly and for to payroll, so even though they are not working enti omo kano, that money is going to be affected. And that is the update. So as we speak now, Foreign Affairs Minister for Ghana is still talking about the fact that Ghanaians are not going to retaliate in a bad way, just as the South Africans are doing. But then we still have our own diverse diplomatic ways. Situation. And one in a Foreign Affairs Minister for South Africa, Ediama Ghana, will still go and then listen to him in a video when he was talking about the fact that Oluhuni said you can't try the two almost you can't trust, so Ghana will look better in the faces of the international bodies, not ya condemning South Africa. But yes, indeed, the attacks that is going on in South Africa, Ghana for Koya Kofa Yanko for the free honor, it is sending signals already to the international bodies. And they thought they would just do it and get away with it always every year. This time Ghana took a different turn. Foreign Affairs Minister for South Africa ononu momni warning or the Emma Ghana for and some of us will say as you can't throw their to South Africa for so no na yemra sisi.
Good evening, my dear brother, Samuel Abakwa. I'm greeting you from Pretoria in South Africa. I've watched your interview with one of the Ghanaian media with shock and disappointment, because the interview is riddled with misinformation and factual inaccuracies. The first factual inaccuracy is that almost 30% of the Ghanaians that you have repatriated and that we have assisted you to repatriate were legal in South Africa. It is not true, and this has been communicated to the High Commissioner. Secondly, that there are 2 Nigerian nationals that have been killed during the current wave of attacks against foreign nationals, particularly of African descent in South Africa. We have verified with all our law enforcement agencies and all state authorities, there was no Nigerian, or there is no Nigerian national that has been killed during this current wave of attack. Thirdly, that there are 5 Mozambican nationals that have been killed in South Africa during the current wave of attack. That is also devoid of truth. It's not correct. At least 2 Mozambican nationals have indeed been killed, and the South African Police Service is investigating the matter. It's following leads with possible arrests soon. And as the South African government, we have extended our condolences to the Mozambican government. We deeply regret this incident, and we have condemned it with the strongest terms. Again, the South African government has called for restraint, has called for respect of the rule of law in South Africa, has called for all the groups to stop enforcing immigration laws, and to have, when they have got protests, which is constitutional, to be violent against foreign nationals. So we now have 3 of your statements you have claimed to the media house in Ghana that have been proven to be not true. The 4th lie in the interview is that there are 16 Ghanaian nationals, and we have, as the South African government, been informed about these 16 Ghanaian nationals who are in the hospitals in South Africa. I have verified with our law enforcement agencies. This, again, it is not true. We don't have any verified information, including in our hospitals, that there are such Ghanaian nationals. And if it is indeed correct that they are such, I have also verified with our officials responsible and dealing with the Ghanaian High Commissioner in South Africa, whether they have received a note verbal about these injured Ghanaian nationals in our hospitals. And they've also said they've not received any such note verbal. So this proves your line of communication of intending to engage with the South African government through social media, through interviews, that it is really not helping to restore what should be cordial working relations between the 2 countries. We have had challenges in the past. We have handled them in a cordial manner. That is what we will continue to request you to do. Lastly, with regards to the threat that there is a public pressure for you to consider the nuclear route against South African companies in Ghana, I will tell you that it will not be for the first time that such a thing happens. When the current administration came into office in Ghana, I engaged you about the unbearable working conditions that have come to bear against South African companies since the current administration has come into office. I wrote you a letter. I will not disclose this letter at this stage, but I will be prepared to disclose the letter and send it to the public through Twitter like you are doing, when we raised the issue that impacts South African companies in Ghana. So we will not be shocked nor surprised if such a route is taken. It was made clear from the beginning that this is where we are going. So you should not hide behind the current attacks as the basis to move with whatever motive you have against South African companies in Ghana. The South African government continues to remain very cordial with the Ghanaian government, and we deeply regret incidences that have happened against your nationals. Again, we call for the South African public to exercise restraint to ensure that if there is any demonstration, it's not violent. Ghanaians are our brothers, and we want to continue to live with them, engage with them, and resolve issues amicably. With regards to the call for the debate at the African Union, as the South African government, we have said we remain ready to engage with the Ghanaian government or to engage at the multilateral forum of the African Union on the pull and push factors in relation to irregular migration. Irregular migration is a global challenge. It is not unique to South Africa. It will need all of us as African states to share responsibility to deal with irregular migration. We are one of the highest receiving countries in the continent in regards to irregular migration. So we will need to share this responsibility, and we will be ready to engage, my dear brother, in this debate as it moves on. I hope you will find this message in order, as it is the choice of communication and the line of communication that we have chosen, despite our repeated requests that let's have cordial and diplomatic engagements. I thank you, and I wish you good night in Accra. Thank you very much.
Foreign Affairs Minister for South Africa, Ronald Lamola, and Yekoti in Samawadi to Jano Chilima, and Yama Bebre, Foreign Affairs Minister for Ghana, Samuel Kujeto Blakwa, Honorable Eddie Tuja, na Nukrebia Enim, or the Atuja Sen Nigeria 4 and 9, and Efrimu, and Nukrebia Enim, or Sadi Tuja, Emma, update in the Bremo from Mozambique, Mozambique 4, and so say Omunipa. Omuhunipa and Mozambican nationals enum ene efrim ewo South Africa ni nyina papa yi e de abeto dwa say nukrabia nim according to omo facts omo wo no nukrabia nim na nokra ne say ye ka Mozambique fo mienu pe osade pe ka ho only 2 Mozambicans and omo efrimu e was xenophobic attacks na e koso no eti eno na odi beto dwa wo kire mu say ya adwen say ye de omo beko United Nations ye do meko AU na ya kwa petition omo so omo mra no mu meya no ene ebi mu hunu say International Criminal Court ni ade ye de omo beko say omo atena ho omo ade share bully other foreign nationals in their country ebesi ne for so many months omo nka ho hwe no if say ya adwen say de omo beko baby they are also ready to march as boot for boot na eno every foreign affairs minister for South Africa in Samawadi to Jana on your screens. We, South Africa, will vigorously defend any frivolous or baseless lawsuits emanating from Ghana against South Africa. We, Ronald Lamola, South Africa's Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, just as we have Foreign Affairs Minister in Ghana here. Eti Ochemwa, baby Ghana su yedu omobe kobiano, omwa ye ready to fight us. I don't know. I'm going to say Ghana Foreign Minister Ekasa diplomatically trying to engage the necessary authorities to come in and calm things down, calm situations down in South Africa. Now South Africa for the amuko kwa pai nyina ne say eba ye na Ghana for ye say eba be fire call for the omako. You see, se kro da ho. Now all of a sudden, another sovereign country a charter flight at the Akosi Chromo say, "We call for more messing and I'm go back to our home country because enema Ekosu Honya." It is enough to send signals to the foreign and I said the international bodies and other countries to let them know say that country is not safe. And a tourism ministry in South Africa, Edibetu just says omo boka and I said they are losing revenue. Our tourism neho I the update at the bremo. Because of some of these actions by Ghana, Mami Yentana Homa Mumfa Monsanki Kanya this year and Sana Yaba Ababe Formo. Ronald Lamola sakra di tuja se Ghana near yes 38 years or intensive care unit no or so much in hospitals nyina omu bibia sa wo ho. All the actions by Ghana no and our trigger South Africa for as we speak now. Almost all my ready baby a Ghana they are 7 they are ready to fight. Now minim the kind of defense that they are going to submit. Emre enen krabia ene betre. Enti yebeto ansem no so na yede updates no ede amamo here on Pinax TV. Na ochimu anase weekend enso akese ne toye enso toy somewhere Friday evening kakra Saturday the whole of Saturday enso toy from ahomachena ema de sign adeche Sunday esa to aso toya ma de sign enumu ena edan ebia ewo industrial area eye close to Melcom Plus esanso eye opposite ash foam omu showroom bako ewo Melcom edan no adwregu etoaso mako enan edan na adwregu ebi ena wo screens ne so a wo hwe no edan no from top to down ni nyina adwregu amanfo hyehyem ema omutimi yibi as of eye enra anopa wiemu ho ba bi ne ya confirm say nipa mienu atimi afemu ahwere omo nkwa na one of them akosem bi wo ho a ye be koni akotie that is the update I de ema mutise si ameno ka say de eye firefighters from circle and a firefighters and so move free national headquarters so say emunwa ring road to Aveno de emu shedan wasa nti omu nyina baaye Ghana Armed Forces be PMU NADMO and a National Ambulance Service omu nyina be PMU a omu eboamia rescue omu a omu ehihye dan na se no ma hwe so metime yiji eye enema edwirigu ye bradan ni bu ye na nti e wa hwe the time a eye Ghana NADMO Ghana Armed Forces Fire Service for Ghana Police Service omu nyina eko PMU ho ne ye ba na ya betche we dan poti na ebu ye no the before and then after of that building e hwe dan na de na be ma dan na ebu agu ye nko ne video we ne emra sisi.
Greetings, this is Radio 1 Alex Kignati with the Public Relations Department, the Ghana National Fire Service, coming to you live from a building collapse here at around the Melcom Plus area, where our gallant officers from the Circle Fire Station and our national headquarters are responding to a building collapse. The building collapse, we've been able to retrieve 2 people, one quite in a critical condition and the other one, they've all been transported to the hospital. They've all been transported to the hospital. The collapse involves a story building. I'm not too sure the number of floors yet. And then there's the mosque. So one of the rescued victims was trapped in the mosque and has been transported. We are gathering that there are still about 1 or 2 other people trapped in there, and we are waiting for earth-moving equipment to help us get to the other victims that are trapped in there. So far, the gallant officers are here at the scene to ensure that the rescue operation is carried out successfully. This is Radio 1 Alex Kinati, live at the building collapse site. More updates soon.
Enti update ena ye kokko je no utimu se omo atwa hia omo try say omo ebe rescue omo an omo min kan say timemufo an omo trapped under the rumbles dan na adwirigu ye no omo an omo prepare shase no omo be try say omo ebe yi omo na omo so a omo aba around the fire service, the Ghana ambulance service, Ghana police service, armed forces omo nyina be pie mu ho so be boa na omo ayi omo a omo akọ a dynasty no. It is quite unfortunate because a dying adwirigu so started say this is the second time, and some of the voluntary ones are can say buying and say oh ye adwirigu because a bit me adwirigu enonko, but twice and a dying adwirigu in so ye started say to twin so I feel na to tomo enti ni nyina mu ye be hwe na ya hwe baby a ni nyina be kwakosi na ni nyina mu no me de ma ho say ye be kọ ne akọhwe a dying na adwirigu ye no the before and then after enti quickly ni yabeko ne akọhwe video no wanga sa wo video na e na wo hwe betimi ama edan sei etimi adwiregu enti quickly ni yanko na yenhwe the before and then after of the building yaba e rabeto aso de amamo. enti before and after ne yɛkɔhwɛ no utimu sɛ ɛdan no utimu sɛ ɔma si kɛseɛ ɛna ɔma san so asi no annex bi wɔ ne nkyɛn ɛna de kɛse de ɛyɛ kɛseɛ wɔ mu no ne nyinaa adwira gu ɛto aso maako 9 ɛna adwira gu nti wohwɛ ketewa na esi ne nkyɛn na ɛno deɛ ɛda so si ɔno no wohwɛ a ayɛ sɛ ɛyɛ apartment bi saa amanfo tim, but then the other one looks more like a showroom ɔmo edi dwuma ɛwɔ ɛyɛ industrial area hɔ nom a akɔkɔyɛ arɛhosɛm sɛ dan te sɛ ɛtimi adwira gu. Now we have another angle of that video. Wo sɛ nsuo na ɛtɔɔyɛ no that particular stretch flood yɛ papa wow bɛkɔ akɔfa hɔ no because from Wednesday na nsuo no ɛtɔ no saa baabi a wohu ɛwɔ screens ni so a wohu sɛ Ghana National Fire Service fo gyina hɔ no all that place na flood which means I extend it within the building any nechi. As you heard that particular video, no, and also will give you more insight as to a day and a diner. Not to see enche at me a dragusan. So you hear another angle where when the place was actually flooded. Now I am running a metro and famamo. All right, and you could see, sir, a quite ni nyina nti saa kwan a yɛtwa mu sesi a ɛhɔ aflade ne hɔ ɛna na Ghana National Fire Service fo ni gyina a mede kyerɛ wo no nti ɛhɔ nyina aflade a wotimu sɛ somewhere be extending po e dey across the back of the building and the building the surroundings ni nyina enti man no koye arehosama within the week with ensure to continuously from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. I'm say Thursday no na answer down toss about Friday and evening through to Saturday night, Saturday ni nyina, Sunday ni nyina, Sunday anopa and as dan we somewhere around 4:30 a.m. ahmache and a dan no edwugu na omo free mu no baako edin ayensa ka wisdom na wisdom no o se owo dan ni mu e baabi e na o te se sound bi ase e dan na sheki kakra and also o si for ma behwe oban no was a pillar baako ehu abu anase ehu akrake and also o ma mentwa picture mpo na me fan send dan wurafo se mo mehwe se dan no ase ehu e krake the way a no mo hwe se ade kina mo betimi ama no reinforcement bia ene se o twa no ho kakra bi atwa pictures na dan no edwugu abrante ne so e ma no free mu enti eyewitness ewo industrial area e de nsem eto dwanti e beko ne akogye nkyeremu as to the moment a dan no edwugu ye no yenko tie ne emra sese.
Yesterday or so, the rules never make sense. Nobody likes rules, but we need rules, otherwise nothing will function. And we need to do proper investigation. We must all open ourselves to be held to account. It's all of us.
Enti eno enkyeremu ena yekokogye ye no abranche wisdom wode afrimu ya with a dan a ejirigu ye ebi ekoka no ema ofrimu na ne nyina mu vice president che na opoku ajeman.
Hey, can I go back? Hey, go back. di kan puye nti wa down say what say bibia here noise bia here nti wa no won say first shop no bila ba kwa nti aso be take picture here asa na ma nti wani we yes ano e gba no no we fast ono no fast nti we share okay that's all
Nana oye juma ben e ma
wisdom like come na ya juma wa no mo no mo yen kola omo charge money as but later no yeah so libra otimi ko be bia I say no na I side
Enti wisdom and some ena yekokotie no arehosem sorry say yesako yechi ekobo video no ede ma ho na ni nyina mu ena vice president Jane na Opoku Ajiman okopie mu ewo Aveno eye anopai ana enra na asem ni sie na okopie mu ewo hono mu a ode ensem ekotu dwakire mu say people are becoming indisciplined e wo so obi hwe said Danya yesiesi we sign it here na ho ode nti sen someone's negligence and as someone's irresponsibility and amanipa mienu afemu ahwere obon kwanti ono de as say oyo bad time no asem no eya ne ya panti yankone wati vice president Jane na Opoku Ajiman ne sim odi tudwa about Aveno building collapse no ho na yemra sisi.
There are many things we cannot prevent, and it's about doing the right thing. We know them. We don't need to wait. As we are standing here, we are told that somebody is trapped in there. Why should this happen? Because somebody didn't do the right thing. You see, when people step out to do the right thing, all of us should support them. Sometimes we don't. We even isolate them and we make the world believe that they are rather the ones doing the wrong things. What is worse than somebody trapped in here? Even if you are trapped in your car, how will it feel? So please, all I'm saying is that let's abide by the rules. I said only yesterday or so, the rules never make sense. Nobody likes rules, but we need rules. Otherwise, nothing will function. And we need to do proper investigation. We must all open ourselves to be held to account. It's all of us. This really maybe needn't have happened. But what could we have done? What do we do to ensure that going forward we are not seeing many like this? We all know the right things to do. Let us make them possible. That's all I want to say now. But I want to thank everybody who is here, the press, our ministers, all of us, our security people, fire service, police, who else? All of us. What are the lessons learned when things like this happen? It's not so much that we are standing here and talking about them. How do we ensure that going forward we see less and in fact that we eliminate them? It depends on all of us. I want to plead with all of us to abide by the rules. Rules of citing property, or citing even our own houses. We know the place is prone to flooding. We know that this is a waterway. Let's not invite unnecessary tragedy. I want to thank you again.
Thank you.
So Vice President Jane Opoku Ajiman or didn't some to so let's not invite unnecessary tragedy. And it is quite unfortunate, sir. In so etutoi etimi akwakofa asem kese sei de aba ewo enkramantam ha Aveno edan etwaso mako nan etimi adweregu agu nipa so ama sisi ameno ka say nipa mienu etimi afemu ahwere obon kwa. It's quite unfortunate, sir. BBC etumi SC that is the update. Maybe in some nachi na yahwe maybe later in our update na ebe baby I hono omatimi clear hono akwakosi omatimi clear ho nyina and as still na niam wo ho so muyiyi ye this update the ebe ma in our next update ye de ebe ma ye beto ansem no so na yakọ nsuo eto eni nsuyira ekoso yi na Kennedy Akumpre kwa Japan de nsema todwa na utimi say ni TV station na two so and a presenters ni biti ho and a President John Dramani Mahama ne nsem odi two dwa kire mu say it is sheer indiscipline. Some Ghanaians are not disciplined. They no ka ho bi anama flooding kokoso wo Ghana ha na utimi say the presenters were not really in agreement with President John Dramani Mahama. They were saying a different thing. As I said, they are not in agreement with what President John Dramani Mahama was saying. Enumu ena Kennedy akompre kwa Japan ono se na two ne dia ono afre station ho no se ensema mo kan nya sa ne tie. Amanfo dodo na are very indisciplined e wo Ghana ha say ana ode to dwa se ofo asema President John Dramani Mahama e kan so say ye no kra say amanfo edan omusisi ensase aye tonton. People are blocking waterways just to build. People are filling waters in so ntimi nsuo enko emane nyeye enti na o kasa ede atia ensem o mo kan ye wo station o say nya no credit. They were talking about this, but then no so won say indiscipline dey no credit enti abeko ne akwaji nchiremu nsem a eye Kennedy akompre kwa Japan nsem o de to dwa how governments, successive governments have managed to fail Ghanaians, both NPP NDC o ma fail Ghanaians yenko na yenko tie nsem o de to dwa na emra sisi
more argument to them. Maybe you are minimum argument because problems are a war Ghana. If we continue to politicize this now, and so there will be no solution to it. It doesn't contribute extra money. Let me give you examples in the world what is going on. Okay.
Mama yentio ehi na oni yenya adwene na ni apesa o ma yetie no.
When the president said the problem and engineering, you have to understand. Mimi say, I have always been talking about PhD, patriotism, honesty, and discipline. Discipline is a major problem in this country. One, obi ekoto sachet water or no na liatufu or titrotro. One day, that is a military hospital. Run about and traffic ya stop. Now obi ti trotrum wajin sio free girl njo or no yen or the atufu. Catch a girl no or no tone sio me say onfa ade no free for young girl or did it matter or no all tone session that means you Lincoln town car a Lincoln navigator share car a crummy that time girl no am for the crew did it matter because me say at the end the panager to for on the town man to onfa at the end free. Two any pana or no so and no at the end ensuno Adentina went in Yamfa Sashi empty no Enkura now we'll do baby and that's been what to up. You see, we have to speak the truth. And I am no say they call campaign office, my campaign office. I said all along I felt say a gata. Not knowing say and then I'm quite have you any clean? Actually and also a sumo but a fear a free a slow ebano all along I felt say a gata until that is you no talk gidigia and clean you and I will say clean water a free man from a briho a slow and ever and nemwa ever from your cofa a village a cheap echo baby a cobo I don't know. And indisciplined here. President in the car, I was saying, if we can correct it, then I also agree that President should be bold and don't politicize the say yachi minipa or NDC yankoyino or MPP ni yankoyino. What did I can indiscipline to radio so one more than so who near MPP ni na koye ya yachi na ko demonstration. So yachi MPP ni ye antagonize MPP4. So NDC ni and MPP4 so yachi no NDC4 ko demonstration. So ye antagonize NDC4. This is the problem we have in this country. We are using politics to destroy the country. Because my argument, if the president says, one of the reasons in discipline, we have to admit, because Odo River or the River Lagoon, Ukwa a good insurance, Ukwa Dubai, the same size of waterway, both so. I keep saying this. And are you expecting the president to go around all the time to inspect a form you clean? Now look at BB said in Toye, regional minister it's his duty. It's his duty. Abayino dear was to be accounting. Assembly SSC. And yeah, Ochraku. Me were factories where for a baho, and I'm near him for no. Me call ye arrangements in the noir. You have a car assassin was now, my friend, Zambian company beyond by generating electricity. A medium representative no bar him. I know or said, oh, and what ensure what was H any a good for us. I'm going to we can expand it. What you are in for kind and kabab why a pa if he said and call for basis you are dying up block waterway no stab it. And then buy the degree, woman dear and quite cheap, but they were able to convince me, said, Otrako Damano every because real estate follow SEC are dying up proper waterways. It boils down to the indiscipline again. A baby now or try to clean now politicians be a question for 40. Propaganda against the government. Yeah, and he says, it's a president to identify in discipline. We want to ask him a big question. What is he doing about it? Two, what about Ghanaians doing about it? Third, for the past 2 months, I've been going to India and China. Now, in discipline. Go to China and see cleanliness. Monfra Kenneth, Namumisano, he has been indoctrinated because we're American against China. Or for the fact, what if this are 10 years, 9 years in Onkoi? This time I'm in a Koye. The boy in a meeting told the Chinese brother, the American passport, no more money Chinese passport. Madam, the camera. And what did the window flowers? I had dear the lanes outside and inner a union. Neat, meaning, Konekudru India. Filled. You have no idea. India, they do a Ghana approach. Why? Because they don't obey traffic lights. They don't obey anything. I have a meeting with Chinese group, 5 p.m. When we were there, was there many kekekurano become red lighter. You have a ticket. So the guy is so disciplined because the systems work. We are they will punish you, and yes, we'll be at this car, not party be a press conference. Yes, we'll be at this car. Really, we're this car. And you got the courage to go and demonstrate. That country, no, this one, and your MPP, and the Omumi NDC MPP. What our power? Obia Bonina, Uko Cafe, now we are here politics. What you fear? How would you change this country? Said, one country, now to Dubai, any Arab countries, you know, now share discipline over. One, we have a case monarchy and a dictatorship, you know, and yet democracy. You'll be tempted to make that statement. Because one person can make a decision, say, mistake. This is how Dubai should look like in the next 5-10 years. And everybody will be. When the president says, this is the way we are going, opposition for whether it's good or not, because of selfish interest, you know, will say, we are going to kick against it because of power. It's dialogue first. the country set. And the more argument baby, if the president comes out to say, indiscipline, let's charge him, say, indiscipline, support him. So do it for us. Change the system. But don't just condemn and say, what kind of discipline?
So honorable, on that note, no, send your can say, I mean, places like China, said they are say, compare the streets of China to that of the street of Ghana, Accra specifically. Now, that's been crown over travel so many, you wouldn't see one in Accra, South China. Now, quite many you bet me a fast one. Yes, so no, you bet me adapt it, whatever they are doing over there. The
answer is simple. People should be punished for the wrongdoing.
Yes, that's it.
I don't care how you see.
Yes.
So, Obi to me, Kotokube, every what we are saying, not the tongue, and young Tika, no, what Jakube, who in Adia way. Why is the assembly? TMA, one thing, anybody who is in charge should be fired. Should be fired. Around, to make sure that Nipama didn't Kubeku walk on. Because so you make sure that Omas is at the NFL. And my answer, any solution to it, people should be punished for wrongdoings. And politicians should stop politicizing it and make sure that we have reward and punishment introduced in this country. Reward and punishment. Only Paniadia, Yamon Abaso, only Paniadia, Yam punishment. Anyata, Ghana, forget it. Because, maybe I can remember Dubai. That will come to see energy. Now, share a sure down. Need the way if he expensive for a comfort, not me back or dog. Now, they don't even believe you. Tourism, why never to me about say, okay, a pronounce say, beach ho. Now, where's the bar? Sure, it's simple. How? It's simple. How do you promote tourism? In discipline. So, in discipline, the government, the citizens, we should all begin to discuss it. We should all begin to discuss it. It's about rule, assembly or carry out. Because the ensure or make you reference. Every assume thing what way to my block is still in discipline. Real estate for now. Assembly for HMG they know. I don't know about land guard for HMG a crown way. I buy a year to and so no much town. It is in discipline. So let's talk about this. I have told you patriotism, honesty, and discipline. And then on our president now it should be a discussion. Let's discuss this thoroughly and see all media houses, all Ghanaians, stakeholders, and what Ghana. We should begin to talk about discipline. Now, you say you are politicized because you can Japan a car where MPP, NDC for against it. Mahama a car, NDC, MPP against it. We are not being patriotic. We should love our country. And everywhere there's indiscipline, trust me, the country is so filthy. I will be going there again. I don't want to talk about comparing the two countries. I will go China and India. I will tell you what is going on. It's a matter of more argument, and yet nationalistic. And yet only politically course. It came from the president who is an NDC. I don't care whoever makes that statement, but Yansha about a woman, na yeni Ghana for. And begin to discuss how we can be disciplined and develop this country. Because the Kromo is far. Tourists, they will recommend their people. That is how we can also make money. I've been listening to me, But the lady that be some way one side. It will be that
yes, so yeah, I say.
Enti honorable akompreko Japan ekutie ne nsem odi tudwa o se da bia otie ne nkofo mu wo ne station na ohwe se de na omo eka nsem na omo ye political, they are wearing political lens because nsema President John Dramani Mahama di tudwa se indiscipline ema flats no doso won kran ha se isa no ne kwan so anu ka no because you see 11 years to June 3rd still na yesa hu flatter hunu se sa within that 11 years no amanfo dodo na say sisi dan ni bi e de aka ho enkran ha amanfo sisi dan ni bi e de aka ho it within that 11 years no amanfo sisi dan e na ba bi o mu sisi dan no say ye ana say nya ni nyina eka indiscipline na President John Dramani Mahama eka no e sa asem bi say ba na say President John Dramani Mahama akoka say ye indiscipline among Ghanaians na ama flood na eba on share political lens so ye NPP ni nti obego against na MPP for mo na manye modwuma NDC for mo na manye modwuma ye mo ba na wo senka mo ye tega tam drainage ye bi ka da bi on kan sa onima manfo a ebi mu tutu ne magu basa eno ka ho bi ana ma flood ebi mu sisi dan so basa ka ho bi ana ma flood no koso no nti Kennedy akompreko Japan ne nsem ena yekotie no wakasa bebre pa eti yebehwe se yebefa mu aba na yede ebedi dwuma ebeto ansem no so na yakọ Convanochi Teaching Hospital enche bia na beto dwa se Convanochi Teaching Hospital omo CEO ya suspended no na suspension e ba ye no minister and as a health minister e de beto dwa se na dwuma as CEO for Convanochi Teaching Hospital eno ma Jeffrey Nizem ne doctor oye de da so kuta no na Prophet Kofi Odro e de ensema ba beto dwa papa yi o support ensemo a health minister e de beto dwa ene suspension o ma suspend CEO no because ono de ohun say hospital ye de amamo ni nyina ahye mo nsase mo manage hospital no kania na ekọ school no muko school na manfo ba na dormitory ni eyema they find ways to convert some places into dormitories for the students. They find ways to now baby o ma convert and say emergency ho and I must say a ma accident emergency Convanochi Teaching Hospital the betu just say why ma enti omo suspend the operations e honum kakra and na health minister said that be o suspend the operations saying e ma oyi papa yi e de no esi nche Prophet Kofi Odro e de ne dia ba beto so a support health minister any health ministry yenko tie nsem o de tudwa na e ba omo so da be health minister anye ni ye no ye de omo so de ebebro yenko ne mra sisi
Feni pe adwuma ma wanwiawa se wanwiawa obesel enso hye adwuma ni and to all the people more Accra I'm telling this honorable mayor demolish what you need to demolish. If they don't like you, let them kick you out. At least you stood for what is right. The health minister has suspended a health officer. And other officers say, Yam pene sadia ye cost strike. Sack them. Sack them! My cartel. Me say, a buying hospital. Crawford business a buying hospital. And no more. I see you ma koso yere wo you omedi. O person catch them say one more almost one nyadwuma because of this young man no. O person catch them say wo mbetimi akwa America akokesa nkwa kwase akeka. Can you do that? Why can you even take it to Leicester, Nyaho, or Urakel? Can you? You don't bring your nonsense. They will fire you. And when they fire you, end of story. And no. And tonight by Jumemu Dimqua Siade. Pastor Rich, that ICU, there was a particular medication, Mr. Uzo Ansad Farmer. God bless you forever. Yenya drone be or create drone from outside the country. Brought the medication, gave it to dispatch. And then when the medication came, he told me, don't give all of them to them. Or show me how to do it. One day, and then they said, "Omu here drone be," and I'm say, "A drone no dey say unim say who day." Oh, say, but you will be what has one pay more first camera beton be ama. A drone will be need the whole Ghana no when you be. Now me say pharmacy ben also your pharmacy be ICU. Mwe be a drugstore or ICU ho. Mwe be a drugstore or ICU. Na you be a dia waba be jina o se woman nko. You are not serious people. I'm telling you, honorable minister, if I will not sit form and do your job. I don't know why these ministers are behaving like pastors. Huh? But they don't want to offend anybody. They don't want to, they are, master. Stop it! That is not leadership. Leadership has the power to fire and hire. Leadership must be able to be firm and strong. That is leadership. That's leadership must sack people. Stand, let's close. If leadership can't do that, it is no leadership. It's supervision. It's management. Sector minister suspend you. Yeah, call strike. Who call strike it today? When it's in the radio so can go see asem mokasa say TIA mobile hospital be wo mo. That is a national security threat. This person or dasuku tapane, you are a threat. Some make of you.
Enti prophet Kofi Odro nensem ena yekokotie ya ode atudwa se yesi yeyisi wadi ama ebi mu akom ho abom se omo enye adwuma bio eno eye Health Services Workers Union of Trade Unions Congress and TUC Ghana we eye Convanochi Teaching Hospital omo enkofo no mo se omo enye adwuma ni bio omo de omo adwuma de agu ho eno na o kiremu se you can't do this in America. Even normal private hospitals that what Ghana has impo, you can't say you are so much concerned with nipa odi wanim and now be on any year adwuma to the extent that say yine dia wo betina se akasa wo nya adwuma. This cannot happen. Obubo hospitals within say untimi nya sa de mpo ho, and this is a national security threat. Just because ye yini pa ba ko pedi enti mu nyina mo so mo nya adwuma yare for de omba Convanochi Teaching Hospital nyina omo beji ayarehwe no omo nkofie no omo nkowu ana sebe enti eno ena prophet Kofi Odro de etu dwa se ono de o support health minister na omo so omo cost strike ni ade no omo ntena fie onyi omo nyina de we still have people in the house who are looking for jobs to do in the health sector enti uncover sankofo no so inform me show manan so omo nya adwuma ni bi wa eno any prophet Kofi Odro ni sem odi tu dwa na Health Services Workers Union of TUC Ghana Convanochi Teaching Hospital Special Region omo ede abase suspension a yede ba he no omo en review na omo sanso en reverse it. They should reverse the suspension omo de ama Convanochi Teaching Hospital CEO omo en reverse it. Na omo de krata ten aba betu dwanji on your screen. Health Services Workers Union of TUC, Convanochi Teaching Hospital, CAT, Special Region. Suspension of the Chief Executive Officer of Convanochi Teaching Hospital, CAT, and matters arising. Eti yen komuna yen hwe nsema omudi atudwa. Obviously the Convanochi Teaching Hospital branch of the Health Services Workers Union, HSWU, has taken note of the recent development in the hospital with grave concern. And some are Confanochi Teaching Hospital CEO, ya suspended no. A idea who you almost pant, you almost some about Tuja, Now, and he said, also, we wish to state that the suspension of the chief executive officer and the directive of the CATH board should investigate the hospital's public relations officer constitutes an overreach that has worsened an already difficult situation at the hospital. The real issue requiring urgent attention is the congestion at the Accident and Emergency Center, which continues to place enormous pressure on healthcare delivery and patients' care. Unfortunately, this critical matter appears to have been sidelined. Yes, we are public affairs officer no, and our public relations officer and I also suspended the CEO. No, there are more pressing issues that needs to be looked at, rather than the fact that you are suspending CEO. Yes, and so about board na director say you share public relations officer ninsemu. And you omo there, omo concerns pa e wo home because the here I also omo here say accident unit hono, accident and emergency center hono, there is congestion. Omo wo hono omo nko ho eno na me di two just say to first and e school no baby o why mo ko na boarding school no and a boarding facility ne yema they find ways to convert other places into make can say a boarding house. So with your expertise you should be problem solvers. That is what Prophet Kofi Oduro previously now you should be problem solvers. You don't carry every problem to opinion. Yes, indeed, they need to look into that. But then also, what are you doing to help? Is it for you to close down that place? No. And I'm for the donor who say here. But then Health Services Workers Union, they are still now almost they should find ways to review the suspension and also reverse it. Accordingly, we demand the following: immediate review and reversal of suspension of the Chief Executive Officer of Confanochi Teaching Hospital. Immediate cessation of any directive for CATH or Confanochi Teaching Hospital Board to investigate the hospital's public relations officer in relation to this matter. And immediately, Nana said, na directive be on the public relations officer or Confanochi Teaching Hospital. Na enjai. CEO so ya suspending no more reversing no more for the juma man no twice no nya na juma. The tosomiensa urgent attention should be given to addressing congestion at the Accident and Emergency Center. Accident and Emergency Center or Confanochi Teaching Hospital congestion rather than say omo suspended na omo hwehwe amanfo bi mu so esimu. We wish to place on record our unwavering support for the CEO and the PRO of the hospital, the members of Health Services Workers Union, Confanochi Teaching Hospital branch, stand ready to take further action if our stated demands are not met. And omuta CEO ni PRO nechi pampe baby a yedi asem ni befa bi omuta omachi se ombe make sure say enye bi sa enkoso na yen suspend we na yen fa we adwuma na adwuma ni ye be hwehwe wonsemu sa na se bo wa wonso ye be suspend. We remain committed to ensuring the fairness, due process and the best interest of healthcare delivery at Confanochi Teaching Hospital are upheld at all times. Wade Douglas Kusi, Chairman, Confanochi Teaching Hospital, signed when so Asian Francis, Secretary, Confanochi Teaching Hospital, signed. Where Chairman and a Secretary of the Health Services Workers Union, Confanochi Teaching Hospital branch, Chairman and a Secretary, and almost a Secretary Yasia, as we speak now, among for Dudwana and a support and someone with regards to Health Services Workers Union, and some of the other two just say. Yen reverse and yen review suspension. I say, see on yen for the Jumamano. Now they should also halt any investigations against the hospital's PRO. Among for the runner any engine. But then on the other side of it, me say from Prophet Kofi Odro's side. The other side of it, who say there are pressing needs at the hospital that are buying any health ministry, Ghana Health Service. Rather than they shouldn't use other people as scapegoats. And you to say Manase, Azure, Awuni, Edin Samawa Betuja. Now also the crata tin the abase. Edi kwase ya suppress Ghana Health Service workers. And now the health sector, we shouldn't suppress them, we shouldn't silence them. Rather than see use as scapegoats for, to deter other people. On your screens, don't scapegoat cut CEO, fix the mess. Silencing health professionals won't solve the problem. And someone be silencing health professionals, no, it will not solve the problem or the fact that the accident and emergency unit teaching hospital congested. People don't get access to the place. There are no beds. So when there is an emergency, someone be suspend the CEO. It won't solve the problem. Eti way a statement and also yebekan na yede amamo. Eti way manase azure ena ode and some way to dwan. So also chemo mon hwe na mon fix the mess. If there are issues that you need to take care of, or some will try na mudi hujuma na emane nkobase hunahuna manfo ka omo kasaboa e de hye omoyam. On the side of Prophet Kofi Odro there, or some we kwaya mo befa so aye adwuma no, because there are other things mo ankasa health workers mo ye hospital ho ene mo hyehyeye ebo abra, but yenka mo hwe. But abaya semba sisi epe ene de adwuma gu ho ye de enema gu ho eno de enya de a obesoso so as osofo e wo Ghana ha. Eti we the two sides of the stories and ye de amamu ne be hwe bia ansem nyina e be kwa hwie. Na President John Dramani Mahama Accra Metropolitan Assembly omo me kan say President John Dramani Mahama de ensem atudwa de a kire omo say omo kwa monten so no mo hwe say adan a ewo krom ha Accra Metropolitan Assembly nimu no a enye papa no omo mubu ni nyina ntungu, because yen hwe madan enkoso munkum amanfo. There are places in Accra which means a settlement, it is old settlement, and they have high rising buildings ayedada which means a dine o see a bugu. And so still a dining associate posing threats to a timemufo omuwasa area hono. Na yebeko na yede updates no e de amamo. Baby ti say osu Koleklote municipality. Na eho na dan bi esi ho amanfo hwe dan de we esisi ho no mo a omuhu ne say edan no sugar ka say dan na sugar as achia pillars no obey dan na tim say dan ye betimi abogu. So on your screens obetimi any ma share on your screens, you will see say edan na si ho no edan na sugar edan no ebubu anisa, but still na amanfo tim ye de one na ba say mumfiri after say amanfo call yom call report yes edan no bu ema ye de one signs be born ho say mo amutim muntu still na omo eda so tim na enso eto start to ye a adan mienu ba ko wa dental ba ko wa aveno industrial area North Kaneshi area mu ho edan mienu ibugu ye no edan ne kra bi abu ogu dada Accra New Town de ye de bremo ni nyina mu na asese ye de President John Dramani Mahama one AMA wa show omo asese omo atiasi kromu a edan bi wo ho a omo ebubu nti wey the very first one ye de ebema mo no, people called for demolition of this particular building, Ewo Osu, which is very close to Radio XYZ. The time that people were reporting that building on social media, said Dino, the time they were reporting the building, how the demolition went.
Good afternoon. This building is going down. You can see from my right, Enchebiana, half side, the right side in Ebuye, but I've been told, say, catch on some more relocating, but still, not be more. So that I can urge, say, Ebia, authorities no more also, Mutimi, say, Ebia, they will rush to this building. I don't know where it was at now, but as I check, they said, Mama African Nigerian food restaurant, yes. A honeymoon car building we work. Why? Yeah, I'm putting it on social media so that you can do something about it. Thank you.
Enti we ayemra na omo a report building is a dine the way asi aye no ebebu ogu enti momra na momehwe ho asem enka eti ni nyina mu na AM4 enso ede ose eye oyo collaborating with the Osu-Klote municipality omode ose eye oyo ema omokọ sa edan no nka we mo beti ane say yese amanfo ada anadwu nso to edan na bu agu nkofo na yasa asoa niema Ghana Police Service, Armed Forces, NADMO, Ghana National Fire Service, no masa kugu ho na omo sasa niema hwese o be rescue nko for we there. We proud to say dan ni bebu agu no because the reports now say no it is coming down, the building is coming down gradually. Enti so kese bi tonem from akakra bi bope dan no ebebu agu. Nti ye dem be the demolition process. Time ye demolish dan ye bubu dan no area ho send na ho city omo te dan no omo pia bonti no mu sun de na ekoso ensi enko no enko the time na omo demolition ye wia ni asanso abankofo bia enso ni bia yiri omo any some spotted buildings bia eno so ye hu se dan no aye weak ye enko ne demolition na emra sisi enti building no and I dino and ekohu se na omo ebubu ede ego no nti as we speak now most of the buildings ebi ho ma market say you be demolish most of them they've been marked nti akase on be mobilize put the necessary tools and equipments together to go into some of these areas and go and demolish those buildings. Nti me can say a step in the right direction. Say a dan who say a pose threat to the community no or more able to one more because a dan you say the way at no a see what che a dan is senior kuta ni mu nyina asa it's an old building. Out see what they should clear some of these buildings and make way for nicer, high-rising, stronger buildings. Ewo and crime muha. Na ninyina mu ena timemu for more Sampa Valley. Omo Sampa Valley. Omo ede omo ensem ababetudwa because omo kiremu a ensu a etoko bay omo try so many ways and means say omo betimi prevent flooding. Ewo Sampa Valley onso still enso eto na ejiri omo ama omo ebufu ye pa na omo kasakasa eto bi mane aban se aban momra na momehwe kwan befa so mode omo befa so a omo ehu ebetimi ato muti enko Sampa Valley na yemra sese
I didn't know China for you. Sorry, now property rate. No more better. Because of being one woman, Mamma to go beyond them, I will be able to put Ankola or be able to put Ankola day. A day. And I'm yes, sir. Sagan and Indians or see Diane come out 1 year and because of the good down. Years. And yeah, who be sad. Show me them. I said, me young children soon. The prophet will be them for mother. Me are buying. Me are buying. I don't know, I am yes, sir. I don't know who's sit down and come up house to house. So then you come up with dining. And so you're trying to know that one share my China for next dinner. You saw the air for our promo. And I show me them one who said, oh, the water carrier kills good. Ade, Okurenia to some years, me rest of you. Mama, me sure than me. My real what than me is sure again. One even near Diamond. One even near Diamond. Ade, yeah, but two about one year, who are some money and one
Eti Sampa Valley ewon krampompini mantem ha ene ekoti omonsem omde tudwa kiremu a omayo de ombeye bia so still esuo no eto na afomo eti omo eka omakosem na omo hye omakosem de ekire yen na yeto ansem no so about edan a ebubugu ewo Ghana ha sei no said me Ghana say ebi mu si omo dan no edan no mbesi asi ho na cement ebekom no o check here na je say kakra bi anko di si net dan krankeye enso obepagya dan na si wo kakra ka dan bi em say no so a start amount for a report dan ne senke yengo demolish say they din ka de to dwa dan ne bi wo ha am o ma start demolish dada na yesi dan bi wo ba bi ama amount for a start akogina dan no a check dan na soso ma hwe dan no me se kotra kra fa ho na dan ne dweragu kotre fa ho na dan no e prugu enti amanfo start ya raise concerns omo edit to just say penifon hwe na say demolition na ekoso yi ombetimi abe market dan for demolition and I said dan wura bebu dan na gu no no asese ne foforo dia ono na sam yenko ne hwe sa video no dan na kotre tare ho na ebubugu no yebeko ne akwakohwe na akwakohwe na okay so on your screens video no eno eneda o screens no so no nti won say edan no edan ya yesi obi timi de nsa eso ayinumu pila wo ohun ena ejuri gusa no nti de wa hwedan a esi ho no mo a ye de nsa fa ho a na ejuri gu wo de nsa otimi wai ho te se de wai awawaye o se sa awawaye fish no or wai ne te sa wai so it is very very sad ejinipa bay na si sa dan we bi esi sa dan we na hwa enye dan dada nso ye si ye nche nipa no kwati se onya ntunkom bo mu hwe pillar esi wo pillar na ekuta dan no eya dia ahodin bia anim ohun nti wo de sa hwe video ni ye wo de wa hwe video ya that screen you see won otimi de nsa fa ho no wai ne keke nti dan we enso to kakra bi na se afrafranto kra kosi dan ne ho a dan ne betimi adweragu enti eno so dan ba ko a omo raise concerns e de afa ho so omo hwe na se omo ebedwuri dan na gu anti se dem di kan to dan kra yenwie yenwie na pillars a ekuta dan ne mu ho ti se ya na dan na ankasa blocks omo di si ye sen enete so mucha blocks no on site na nipa the same person in the say adwuma na just say assembly dan no so on say beams akese edida soro ye de ato sa pillar ya obi so ma na wai the same pillar and a beams akese edida so ti sen na edan ebetimi agina ho ache how many days the dan we ebetimi esi ho ache enti eno so another edan yehwe se mpanimfo ebehwe na omo akodi hu dwuma se omo demolish ana omo market to ho emrepamu na omo akobubu sadan no edi egu eti hi Pinax TV. But before I'm going, I have this quick birthday that I want to do, then we will go. So on your screens, Mr. Polycard Kwame Dankwa, Mr. Polycarp Kwame Dankwa, and Mr. Polycarp Kwame Dankwa, and a birthday from your lovely wife, Deaconess Nancy Kwame Dankwa. Also, I wish you a very happy birthday. Nyame onsha opi. May the good Lord bless you. All the things you ever wished for, you ever prayed for, should come to you in abundance. And all the things that makes you happy should come to you in abundance. This is from your lovely wife, Deaconess Nancy Kwame Dankwa of Winners Chapel International. Mr. Polycarp Kwame Dankwa also works at Winners Chapel International headquarters at North Industrial Area. Yes, so happy birthday, sir. May God richly bless you. All right, so here on Pinax TV, yede updates bebre ena yede ebremo yede mo ABC ewa haya yede